Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to some more WWE 2K16 Universe Mode. Now this is going to be our pre-show to our Global Force Wrestling G1 Climax Festival. Now, so you're going to have 3 matches on this pre-show, and 2 of them are going to be buffer matches from our group stages to decide who goes through to the semi-finals on our main show. So let's have a quick look at our matches. So we're going to start off with 4 debuts here in Global Force Wrestling. I've mentioned that I was going to shake the rosters up a little bit. And here are our debuts. We have the Osirion Portal, Amasis and Ophidian taking on the Spectrol Envoy, Ultramantis, Black and Hallowicked in a very Shikara-based match. Then we're going to see the buffer match from group number 1 as Chris Hero takes on Drew Galloway. And then the buffer match from group number 3 as John Morrison faces off against AJ Styles and Hiroshi Tanahashi in a triple threat match. So without further ado, let's get straight into our opening match. So here we go with that first match. It's going to be 4 big debuts as the Osirion Portal, Amasis and Ophidian take on Spectral Envoy, Ultramantis Black and Hallowicked. And after a very, very long loading screen, we are finally here in Tokyo, Japan for this opening match. And what a cock-up that is. This game is just amazing sometimes, it really is. I don't know how it's done that. Okay, we'll ignore that. That's a massive glitch, that one. Once again on this game. For some reason it thinks this is the Hardy Boys. Don't know why. Absolutely no idea why. Dear 2K, please fix all of these problems. I'm really perplexed by that. Well, let's see if the next... There we go, Spectral Envoy, that's working correctly at least. Ultramantis Black and Hallowicked. And this is going to be an interesting match there. All 4 of these guys debuting. And I must admit, I've not even tried these out yet. I literally downloaded them at 1 AM last night. And I'm going to stick them straight into a match here this evening. I did get quite a few new other people as well, but I don't think we'll be able to fit them all on the card here this evening. So keep an eye out for Global Force Wrestling next week to see all of the new ones. And we are underway. And a little bit of a news update I've just spotted on my computer right here is that it says that Michael Bennett and Maria Kanellis has finished up with Ring of Honor as of yesterday's TV tapings, as they were not able to come to terms with a new deal. People within Ring of Honor I've heard that they both are going to be TNA bound from the start of January, so that's very, very interesting. Very interesting. Matt Taven has signed a brand new contract, but Mike Bennett has left, so that's really going to split Kingdom up. And I think what might be a wise idea to do for Ring of Honor is that Pro Wrestling Guerrilla are really going absolute mad at the moment with the Matt Rushmore 2.0 stable. And Ring of Honor have all the same guys. They have Adam Cole, they have Roderick Strong, they have the Young Bucks. So why not recreate that team inside Ring of Honor? I suppose the Young Bucks in Ring of Honor are representing Bullet Club, I should imagine. But still, they could do that. There's no reason why not. And that's a big surprise. I didn't expect the likes of Mike Bennett and Maria to be leaving Ring of Honor. And for them to go to TNA as well is a bit of a surprise, because I would have thought that... I know that Mike Bennett has been looked at for NXT recently, according to reports, and as has Maria as well, but I don't know whether... Maria's always said that she couldn't go back to WWE because the Bellas were holding her back, or something along them sort of lines. So it'd be interesting to see if they do go to TNA, that might burn a few bridges. It doesn't make it impossible to go to WWE, but it does make it a lot less likely. Be interesting to see what happens. It would surprise me if TNA have been able to offer a better financial package to Matt Taven than Ring of Honor. Maybe Matt Taven wants the ability to work... Not Matt Taven, sorry. Mike Bennett wants the ability to work indie shows as well, and Ring of Honor will not allow him to do that, whereas TNA would. So maybe may be able to get more money in the long run. We'll have to wait and see, I suppose, what happens. It's all sort of rumours, but as of now, they're saying that both have left Ring of Honor, so where they end up is a different story. Ultramantis Black here with a pin on Ophidian. And I'm not 100% I'm pronouncing these names correctly. I've not seen the Osirion Portal wrestle for quite a while. I'm sort of just trying to remember what they're called. I'm sure it's Ophidian and Amasis. or Amasis. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it. I'm hoping I'm getting them right and not just looking really stupid. And I really like this this Ophidian. The way the way the cloak thing over his head sort of works is really, really good. I quite like it. It's made the core look a lot better. And it's great to have a whole a bunch of Chikara guys just come rushing into this Global Force Wrestling roster. We've not really had anyone representing Chikara as of yet. So these 4 guys, as well as another 2 definitely represented Chikara, and then another 1 you could definitely say represents Chikara as well. But I'm not going to give you any details on who they're going to be. They will all debut next week on Global Force Wrestling, as well as another couple of guys as well. I don't think of the way to fit anyone else on the main show. I'll have to wait and see because of all the championship matches we're trying to fit in. Not quite sure what happened there. I think there may have been a super kick behind there. Difficult to see as the game has got its camera blocked off by this post. Referee's up to a 6 count. Amasis and Hallowicked back in the ring. Now, I'm not sure. I think Amasis might be retired now. I think one of them was injured a while back, and that ended up with the stable breaking up. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I quite liked it. It was a team I saw in my very, very first indie show I watched. My very first indie show I watched was a Combat Zone Wrestling show. I think it was Combat Zone Wrestling's... I don't think it was Cage of Death. I can't remember now. I'll have to probably dig it out. But it was a really, really good show, and it involved the Osirion Portal in a match against Joker and Sabian, I think it was. And they used this sort of brainwashing style move. It was quite a funny sort of match. I think they were very much sort of comedy based. Well, they were Chikara, weren't they? So Chikara is all about the comedy, which is pretty cool. I do like Chikara. You can see some really funny stuff from Chikara. Hallowicked there with a butterfly suplex, now bringing Ophidian back up to his feet. And you think both these teams are going to be great additions to our tag team division here. We've got an amazing amount of tag teams now in a Global Force Wrestling, and I was looking at, with the extra downloads I've made, we are now up to 65 people on this roster. 65, and that's only going to increase once we bring the ladies in. And who knows, we might even see a couple of ladies on the main show, so keep an eye out for that. As I said, I'm not sure what I can fit in the main show yet. It's going to very much depend on what happens in our 2 buffer matches. Hallowicked taking Ophidian down. Amasis is outside the ring, and I think Amasis has taken Ultramantis Black out, and he does make it into the ring and does make it across to break up the pin on the verge of a 3 count. Now this is difficult now because I'm just trying to figure out how this all works, if that makes sense. So Ring of Honor, you can put your top Ring of Honor guys against your top NJPW guys, your top Pro Wrestling Guerrilla guys, as we have been. So I just want to get from your opinions, guys, where do you see some of these Chikara guys? Ultramantis Black was one of the top guys in Chikara. Do you see him as one of the top guys here in Global Force Wrestling? Or do you think he should be stay in the tag team division? Do you think he should be involved in the Next Gen Championship? Do you think he should be involved in the Intercontinental Championship? You'll have to let me know where you see these guys sort of slotting in. I think we'll just see how it goes over time. Whoever's created these cores has been a bit over the top with some of the stats. I'll say that. Ophidian now with a pin and Hallowicked too. And no, Hallowicked kicks out on the verge of a 3 count. Amasis and Ultramantis Black were distracted on the outside. Ophidian brings Amasis into the ring. Or Amasis. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. I'm assuming it's going to be like the Egyptian... Was it an Egyptian god or an Egyptian emperor? I'm not 100% sure. You don't have emperors in Egypt. You have pharaohs. Let's have a quick look. Amasis. I'm going to say it's Amasis because that's how it's spelt. Ahmose was another way of saying Amasis. So I'm going to say Amasis. Big strike. And Amasis going up top. Big splash on Hallowicked. 1, 2. Oh, and Ophidian did a fantastic job there of taking Ultramantis Black out, but Hallowicked was able to kick out of that one. Hallowicked now bringing Amasis. I'm losing it. Big elbow across the face there by Amasis. And you see Ophidian actually has the all-seeing eye on the front of his little flap there. It's the same sort of stuff that that Tommy End and Michael Dante have as well. Ultramantis Black now taken Amasis onto the top rope. And a super backdrop. Amasis landing flat on the back of his head, and now Ultramantis Black going up top. And a big elbow drop to the back of Amasis as well. Amasis though back up to his feet, and there's I went for a full-away slam, but Ultramantis Black slides at the back. And there's a big stroke. Or complete shot, whatever you wish to call it. In for the pin. 1, 2. And Hallowicked did a great job of stopping Ophidian getting into the ring quickly there by drop kicking his leg. But it was still not enough to keep Amasis down. Ultramantis Black now is lining up Amasis as Hallowicked has taken Ophidian out on the outside. Hooking him up. There's that big underhook power driver. Hallowicked takes Ophidian down on the outside once again. In for the pin. 1, 2. And no, again Amasis kicks out. What is it going to take? Amasi. Oh, I'm lost. I'm trying to pronounce it. Is there a pronunciation on Wikipedia? There's not. Big Saito suplex there by Ultramantis Black. A big kick to the inside of the leg of Amasis. Amasis will do. Amasis will do for now. Amasis. That's how it's spelt, so that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Amasis and Ophidian. And what happened there? I took one look off the screen there, and it looked like Hallowicked have actually dropped away and didn't want the tag. And there you go, Ultramantis Black does pick up the victory though with that Norvalite suplex. Ophidian was too slow into the ring, and Ultramantis Black picks up the win. So Spectrol Envoy get a victory here on their first appearance in Global Force Wrestling in this big tag team match on the pre-show of our G1 Climax main show, number 7. You see Ultramantis Black with a pin there on Ophidian. That wasn't enough. We saw this big diving headbutt by Hallowicked again. That was not enough either. Heads to the big elbows to the head of Ophidian there as well by Hallowicked. In for the pin again. That wasn't enough. You see Hallowicked with that Falcon Arrow. And this was a great match there between two teams that are really desperate for the victory on their first appearance here in the the universe mode here for Global Force Wrestling. I see Osirion Portal as I see both these teams really as more of a junior heavyweight tag team maybe, but I think they can both fight for both. You see, Ophidian was just very, very slow into the ring and just did not get across quickly enough to break up the pin. And there you go. Spectral Envoy, Ultramantis Black and Hallowicked victorious here in their first match of Global Force Wrestling. Will this be the start of something special for these two? Will we see them a lot more often? Will we see them maybe hold gold at some point? That is all questions that we will be answering over the next few weeks. And here is our next match. It's going to be a buffer match here between Chris Hero and Drew Galloway to see who goes through to the semi-finals from group number 1. And here we go with match number 2. Who is going to go on to face... Who would this person face, actually, at the top of my head? I think it's going to be Davey Richards. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Davey Richards. And there you see our current Ring of Honor heavyweight champion, Chris Hero. Very excited, of course. He has the opportunity to become a multiple champion. If he wins this G1 Climax Festival, he will get a shot at the Global Championship at our very next pay-per-view, Triple Mania. Not quite as simple as that, though. There's that big elbow. Will Drew Galloway be feeling that big elbow at some point here this evening? And here comes Drew Galloway. Both these guys picked up 3 victories out of the possible 4. And now here they are. One more victory puts them through to that semi-final against Drew Galloway later on. Not Drew Galloway. Against Davey Richards later on this evening. I do apologise if you can hear me clicking once again. I've just realised something quite annoying that I'm trying to fix. It's very annoying. Well, anyway, it's happened. It looks like I may have lost a video before I've uploaded it, and I can't really go back and re-record it now, which is a bit of a shame. But hopefully that's not going to be too much of a problem. Chris here now sending Drew Galloway into the corner to start things off. Like I say, both these guys will be desperate to get hold of a victory. 3 victories. I know that sounds like a lot, though, doesn't it? 3 victories tonight would make you the winner of the G1 Climax Festival. And of course, if AJ Styles himself wins the G1 Climax Festival, then we'll have to come up with a completely different champion challenger for him. And of course, if AJ Styles does not win the triple threat next, then AJ Styles will be forced to defend that championship later on this evening. So there's a lot of ifs and buts still available. Anything could happen at the moment. Chris here, a big punch to the stomach of Drew Galloway. And Davey Richards, of course, has been an absolute demon in this G1 Climax Festival. He was the only person to have had 4 matches and won all 4 matches. So he'd have to be the favourite at the moment, I would imagine. Nobody else in the competition was able to do that. Big boots to the stomach there by Drew Galloway on Chris Hero. And more continued assaults. Bringing Hero back up to his feet now. And pulls him into a massive clothesline. Elbow to the back of the head by Hero, and a big chop as well. Sending Drew Galloway over the top. No, brings him back into an elbow. And a standing moonsault by Chris Hero, showing his agile, not just strong. Big jumping neckbreaker. Big gut wrench suplex there by Hero. Big backbreaker there by Drew Galloway on Chris Hero as well. Big clubbing blow to the back and a big right hand as well. And Drew Galloway comes back with a big knee, and this has been a very aggressive striking match, this one so far. And will it continue this way? Chris Hero, big back elbow, in for the pin he goes. 1, 2, no, only 1 count. And of course, you want to try and get through this as quickly as possible because you know potentially you have 2 more matches to wrestle this evening, so you don't want to be going for too long. The longer you go, the more difficult it's going to become to continue on this evening. Your energy is going to start to wear low. Hero now bringing Galloway back up to his feet, and Galloway with a big boot to the stomach of Hero. Now into that front chancery and sends him over the top of his shoulders. Now I must admit, I've really enjoyed this G1 Climax Festival this week as well. It was my favourite concept we did on 2K15. I think it's become my favourite one here again we've done so far on 2K16. Just having that round robin league table style just allows us to have so many fantastic matches with some of the best wrestlers from around the world. Chris Hero only with a 2 count here on Drew Galloway, but Hero is looking very much like the most likely to go through here. Big dropkick to the back of the head of Drew Galloway. Stomping on the back of the head of Galloway. And of course, from now on, Global Force Wrestling and Ring of Honor will merge. So at some point, we'll have to try and merge some of the championships. Drew Galloway with that running knee strike, and Chris Hero is able to kick out. Drew Galloway out of nowhere with that knee strike. Great spinning neckbreaker again by Hero. And now locking in the reverse dragon sleeper hold. Galloway fights out with a couple of big knees to the face of Chris Hero. Oh, Galloway hooks the arms. Future Shock DDT. That could be all. In for the pin. 1, 2. And no, Chris Hero kicks out once again. Backbreaker there by Drew Galloway. And now stomping on the chest of Chris Hero as well. Bringing Hero back up to his feet. It spins him round into the snapmare. And again into that headlock. Chris Hero manages to roll through and catches Drew Galloway in a headlock of his own. Galloway breaks free though, and now has Drew Galloway, has Chris Hero up against them ropes. Sends him off, and oh, Chris Hero comes back there with a punch to the stomach. And now just launching Drew Galloway across the ring, using his head and his neck to do so. See Galloway just with a leg hooked up against the ropes now as well. Front chancery by Galloway. There's a big uppercut as well, getting right in the face of Chris Hero. Now again, another backbreaker straight across the knee. 1, 2. It's only enough for a 2 count. Hero. Oh, big back elbow by Drew Galloway. Galloway taking Hero up onto his shoulders. On a Death Valley driver onto the knee. And again, Drew Galloway just Straight into a headlock here, just slowing the pace of the match down. Hero with a headlock. Big boot to stomach there by Galloway, but I thought Hero might have caught him at Galloway. With that big slam face first on Hero on the mat. Galloway rolls Hero back over, and now just slamming the knee into the mat as well. That's not very good for Hero, because should he make it through here against Galloway, then he's going to have to take all of his injuries into the matches later on this evening. Drew Galloway lining Chris Hero up. Catches the arms. Future shock DDT once again. 1, 2, and no, Chris Hero kicks out once again. Oh wow, what is it going to take for Drew Galloway to keep Chris Hero down here? Maybe another backbreaker. Oh, Drew Galloway is going to go high risk now by the looks of it. Climbing up to the top of the turnbuckle. Big diving elbow drop. And takes a few seconds to try and recoup some energy himself. Not quite sure what he's going to need to do to finish Chris Hero off here. Chris Hero was playing possum, now tripping Drew Galloway. Big knee to the face of Galloway. Hero bringing Galloway back up to his feet. And just drops him. And that sort of lazy man suplex. Hero twisting Galloway round. Big elbow to the back of the head. Is Galloway too close to the ropes? Yes, he is. Referee decides not to count. Rope break. And Chris Hero straight away again. Another big elbow to the back of the head of Drew Galloway. And surely this time, that is Drew Galloway down and out. 1, 2, and no. What on earth is going on here? I could have sworn that was going to be enough, but Drew Galloway kicks out of 2 successive big elbows to the back of the head. Both these guys so desperate to get into the semi-finals on our main show that they'll do anything. Hero sending Galloway into the corner. Hero taking Galloway up onto the top turnbuckle. Big blow there to the back, and now big super German suplex by Chris Hero. That could be all. High impact move. 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Chris Hero is going on to face Davey Richards in our first semi-final here this evening after this big victory over Drew Galloway. And our Ring of Honor champion continues on. Now, it'd be interesting to see if the Ring of Honor champion, Chris Hero, does win the G1 Climax Festival. Because, like I said, we're going to try and merge some of these championships. And should Chris Hero win the G1 Climax Festival, that would work out perfectly with our next pay-per-view, having the global champion versus Chris Hero in a title unification match would be fantastic. So I'm not pulling for any sides. I'm just saying that would be a really good way to finish this competition if it did. And I can't believe this match went on for so long. Chris Hero took on so much damage. 2 of those future shock DDTs. That running knee strike as well. And Drew Galloway took a lot as well. It took 2 massive elbows to the back of the head and a super German suplex, which you see here, to finally keep the big Scotsman down. Chris Hero is going to go on to our main show to face off against Davey Richards in the first of our semi-finals to become the winner of our G1 Climax Festival. Who's gonna join him later on this evening? We're going to find out later on. We're going to find next, actually, as we see AJ Styles versus John Morrison versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. And here comes our main event on this pre-show. It's AJ Styles versus Hiroshi Tanahashi versus John Morrison. The winner of this one will go on to face off against Adam Cole in our second semi-final. Hey, we're here. Well, the loading screens aren't anywhere near as long as the on the actual universe mode. And when we get to exhibition modes, the loading screens are a lot shorter. When I come to the actual main show, it's going to be very slow, I can tell. And we're going to see, I don't think I've actually seen the AJ Styles entrance yet in the NJPW arena, and it does look pretty damn good. AJ Styles Global Championship wrapped around his waist. And he knows a victory here in this triple threat will mean that he will not have to defend that Global Championship tonight. He will be able to just compete in the G1 Climax Festival. A loss here in this triple threat, and then he will have to defend that Global Championship. Not sure who against as of yet. I'm thinking if John Morrison wins this one, then for me it has to be AJ Styles versus Tanahashi, since Tanahashi was the only guy in this group to defeat AJ Styles. So that for me would be a sensible way forward. But we'll see what happens. Should Tanahashi win, then we'll have to do something a little bit different maybe. Maybe I can pick someone who's had a pretty good sort of time over the last week and who deserves a championship shot. Shouldn't be too difficult. But here's your first man in this buffer match, AJ Styles, the global champion. Here comes his first opponent. I don't think I've actually checked the entrance of some of these guys yet, so that's a little bit of a problem. I know I said that every single video, but it takes so long to load these sort of things up that I don't generally do it, but this John Morrison one actually looks pretty good. I think I have actually checked the entrance of John. I've not checked it, but I think we've already had the entrance of John Morrison once before, so that's looking pretty good. Does make a lot of sense. And there are actually quite a lot of John Morrison things on the game already. I've noticed as I was going through that a lot of his taunts are on the game already, and things like that as well. So that's pretty good. And let's see if John Morrison, who was in complete control of this group until AJ Styles defeated him yesterday evening. It's AJ Styles who's made this opportunity. And of course Hiroshi Tanahashi with 3 big victories also joins these two. Tanahashi it was who defeated AJ Styles. And here is the man, Hiroshi Tanahashi. One of these 3 guys will be going on to face off against Adam Cole on our main show in the second of those semi-finals. And then we will know that one of 4 guys will be our G1 Climax winner and will be going on to face the global champion at the very next pay-per-view. Unless it is AJ Styles, of course. And then it will just completely ruin whatever we have planned, but there you go. It's a possibility. But then again, AJ Styles should be getting this far. He is the global champion. The champion should at least get through the group stages. And let's see if that does happen here. Now I must admit I wasn't too happy with this being a triple threat match, because I've had some triple threat matches in the past and the AI doesn't work fantastically. Because mainly the little animations with the low energy where they do the little animation. And I've seen it a few times where they're doing the animation while there's a pinfall happening right at their feet, and they decide not to do anything about it. You see John Morrison and AJ Styles going straight for each other, and Hiroshi Tanahashi just takes a step back, and looks like Tanahashi and John Morrison are actually working together on AJ Styles. Now, this could be a bad thing for AJ Styles if he gets picked on 2-on-1 here. I was going to say something then that would have sounded quite bad, but it wasn't meant to be. I'm not going to say it because it would sound really, really wrong. Now, how long has this little mini alliance going to last here between John Morrison and Hiroshi Tanahashi? as they both continue to assault AJ Styles. And Tanahashi now getting a hold of Morrison. And a neck breaker. AJ Styles back up to his feet now. And AJ looking to take a couple of seconds now just to regain a little bit of energy. And you see now AJ Styles and Tanahashi working on John Morrison. I think that's going to be the whole basis of this match. I think you'll see a couple of guys generally pick on the other one for a little chunk, and then they'll turn and pick on someone else. And you see John Morrison out on the outside. Now this is a perfect opportunity for someone to try and pick up a quick pinfall. But John Morrison back in. Great standing moonsault there by AJ Styles. And AJ managed to punch two guys at the same time there. That's quite impressive. Swung his fist and caught the pair of them. And AJ gets caught again with a double gutbuster. AJ fighting Tanahashi away, and John Morrison catches AJ in that front chancery now with the arm drag, taking him down. But Tanahashi was going to go for something there on AJ Styles, and John Morrison caught him straight away into that suplex. And used his parkour skills there to really pep up a simple leg drop. AJ Styles and John Morrison again now with a suplex there on Tanahashi. And AJ Styles does break it straight away. Not happy with John Morrison there for going for the pin, but I think he understands that's the concept of the match. John Morrison going up top now. What's AJ Styles going to do? Oh, I'm not quite sure what happened there. By the way, Tanahashi's going for a pin. John Morrison's down. It's only a 2 count. And Tanahashi nearly stole a second pinfall over AJ Styles in the space of a few days. Morrison throwing Tanahashi into the corner. Went to try and follow up. AJ Styles caught Morrison looking for a backdrop, and Morrison flipped out the back. And now AJ Styles, Saito suplex on John Morrison. Tanahashi went for the backbreaker by the looks of it, but AJ Styles managed to break free. And there's that flipping neck breaker there by John Morrison. Straight into the pin he goes once again. And again, AJ Styles is there to break it up before the referee even manages to hit the mat for a 1 count. AJ, big German suplex on John Morrison. Bringing Morrison back up to his feet. You see Tanahashi just watching what's happening. There's the Pele kick, and Tanahashi taking AJ Styles out with a dragon screw. In for the pin he goes. He knows John Morrison's going to be down for a while. Only a 1 count. Maybe Tanahashi may have done better there, pinning John Morrison rather than AJ Styles. There's a lot of quality in this group. I really like the look of this group when it first got drawn in that Royal Rumble. Is Tanahashi going to allow John Morrison to go for the dive? It looks like he is. There he goes, Morrison straight through the ropes in that suicide dive. And that's a great move there for Tanahashi, because not only does Morrison do damage there to AJ Styles, he also damages himself. And you see Tanahashi on the outside looking to build a little bit of momentum onto that. Oh, but John Morrison does manage to get the reversal, sending Tanahashi over the top of his shoulders. Tanahashi slides out the back of a potential power slam, and there's a big German suplex there by Tanahashi. And of course, remember, in a triple threat match, there are no disqualifications, so any of these guys can revert to using weaponry if they so wish. There's also no countouts as well. But pinfalls and submissions, of course, must take place in the ring. And you must be thinking Adam Cole is backstage now rubbing his hands together. He knows that these 3 guys are going to completely destroy each other before they make it through to him. And there's me talking about weapons, and AJ Styles as a hold of the blue ring steps there, now bringing him towards John Morrison, and Tanahashi decides against it, drops him to the ground. AJ Styles bringing Tanahashi back up to his feet. On John Morrison catching AJ Styles, and then there's a neck breaker from behind by Tanahashi on John Morrison. John Morrison now looking to try and build some more advantage here. Tanahashi is down and out. AJ Styles head straight off the ring post. John Morrison bringing him back up to his feet, and now AJ Styles reversing, sending John Morrison into the ring post. AJ brings Morrison back up to his feet now, sends him straight back into the ring. And there is the elbow and the leg drop as well by AJ Styles. Tanahashi sending the ring steps into the ring, and that landed right on John Morrison's arm. That's going to be painful, that. Sling blade neck breaker there by Tanahashi. In for the pin he goes. But John Morrison is there to break it up. There's that backbreaker Russian leg sweep combination move there. AJ Styles has a hold of the ring steps, so I'm not quite sure he's realised that John Morrison was there, stood behind him the way he was. AJ Styles now rolling Morrison up into a calf killer. Tanahashi's still down, he can't break it up, and it's not enough to finish John Morrison off. Tanahashi now looking for like an underhand, underhooked suplex, but AJ Styles fights out. Now Tanahashi taking Styles up into a package driver there. And John Morrison again just in time to break it up. John Morrison sending Tanahashi into the corner. Spins him round. Is he going to go Starship Pain? Here he does. Starship Pain. But AJ Styles has stood right there. Oh, he went for a Pele in the back of the head of... He does catch him with a Pele kick. Why has he not gone for the pin? He's going for what looks like to be a submission, is he? Oh no, just slamming the face of John Morrison into the mat. Tanahashi was going for that half and half suplex, but AJ Styles broke free. And this has been a really good match. I'm really hoping for a good ending. I know what this game can be like with endings, so I'm really hoping we get a good one. John Morrison, backbreaker, neckbreaker combination. Struggling to get back up to his feet, and belly to back slam there on John Morrison by Hiroshi Tanahashi. Morrison fighting back with an arm drag. These three guys again really showing the desperation to get into the semi-final here this evening. AJ Styles breaking the pin. One of these three guys has gone on to face Adam Cole in our second semi-final here this evening. Oh, Tanahashi's knees hit them ring steps. John Morrison went for the pin, and AJ Styles on the second attempt manages to break John Morrison away from it. John Morrison, big chop to the stomach of AJ Styles. AJ flopping down into the middle of the ring. Arm drag by Tanahashi, now bringing John Morrison into the middle of the ring. Into the backbreaker. AJ Styles with the head scissors. Can he steal a victory here? Maybe. No, he brings Tanahashi back up to his feet. And there's a Pele kick. He sees John Morrison coming back up to his feet. Tanahashi's down. AJ Styles with the snapmare. Another big drop kick to the face of John Morrison as well. AJ Styles in firm control of this match, is going from one to the other. AJ, hook in the arms. There's the Styles clash. Can he get the pin? He's got to roll Tanahashi over. John Morrison is down. Does roll him over. 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. AJ Styles is going through to our second semi-final. And I'm so glad we got a decent finish that match as well. It was a cracking triple threat match here. And our global champion does victor in group number 3. So our global champion and our Ring of Honor heavyweight champion are both going through into our semi-finals. That's going to make things very interesting indeed. And I am half tempted to sort of say, should we get an AJ Styles versus Chris Hero final, we should culminate the champions there and then. Both guys would have something to fight for, so it would make sense. But let's see what happens should Davey Richards or Adam Cole win. Of course, that is going to throw that sort of idea out. So let's see what happens in our first 2 matches of our G1 Climax main show. Coming up, should be uploaded next, so probably 5 hours after this video, knowing how long it takes for YouTube to upload videos. And that's not exaggerating, that's the truth. So yeah, it should be uploaded pretty much straight after this. But what a great 3 matches we've had for you this evening. We've seen 4 debuts in our opening matches. We saw the Osirion Portal, of course, Amasis and Ophidian they lost, sorry, to Spectrol, Envoy, Ultramantis Black and Hallowicked. We then saw Chris Hero finally defeat Drew Galloway in what was a fantastic match. And now we see AJ Styles with a 3 count over Hiroshi Tanahashi to go through to face it off against Adam Cole in our semi-final. So that is the end of this pre-show. I hope you all enjoyed it. It's been a lot longer than I anticipated a 3-match pre-show to be, but there you go. That's just how great these pay-per-views turn out to be. Probably you can cut quite a bit. I'm over an hour on my video, but I can probably cut quite a lot off that when I get rid of the loading screens and matchups and stuff like that. So yeah, if you have enjoyed it, then be sure to hit that like button. It does help me out a lot. And of course, if you're new around here, that subscribe button is screaming out for you. You can get a lot more WWE 2K16 footage here on my channel. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later on for the G1 Climax main show.